within 20 minutes, I promise, is give you guys a little bit of insight on how we here at EA are getting really serious about in-game advertising from an analytics perspective. And the way we're doing that is with a product called EA Legend, and I'm going to take you guys through the genesis of the product as well as give you a live demo, which everyone's really excited about, because you're going to see what we see, what our marketers see, and what the tool is really doing in real production. There we go. So some background really quick, 80% analysts, right? So maybe you all do play video games. But some background on Electronic Arts. We are one of the world's largest video game publishers. We have premier content on all the major platforms and devices, and where we're not the #1 publisher, we're the second most popular publisher. You guys probably know what I'm talking about here. But we have 302 monthly unique players every month. That's a 2011 number. It's a huge increase from 2005. But it's also an increase from 2010. And two of the major reasons for that is, #1, the most obvious, multiple platforms and devices, more people playing on more devices and platforms. And #2 is the amount of games that we have now. So it's not just the males 18 to 34 and the women 25 to 54 that are playing. There's premier content available for all players of all ages. So we're really seeing growth in the industry. We've been seeing it for years, but we're really starting to see that spike with the platforms and devices. There we go. Okay. So content for every gamer, right? A lot of people just know EA from some of our larger labels, like, for example, EA Sports. But sometimes when I describe what I do, I have to say EA Sports. It's in the game, right? And then people know what EA is. But so that's Madden and NHL. We also have under our wing the Sims franchise, which is one of the world's largest video game franchises. But what some people don't know is we also publish the video game content for Hasbro. So that's Scrabble, Life, Risk, things like that. And under our PopCap label, we also have Bejeweled and Plants vs. Zombies. So not only are there games available for every gamer, but EA has a lot of premium titles for every gamer. Cool, okay. So the group that I work in specifically is Global Media Solutions, and our main charter is connecting advertisers with that premier content. And we do this across multiple platforms and devices, and we do this in a relevant and impactful way. EA, at its core, is a CPG company. As advertisers, we don't want to affect that. We're very pro-gamer. We want to stay that way. So we're not going to put ads where they don't make sense or ads where they don't deliver any sort of value to the gamer. Makes sense. Again, I do want to touch on, though, that we do advertise across different platforms and devices, and that's really a unique selling point for us. A lot of advertising networks, not only gaming companies, but advertising networks in general, can't do this, can't advertise seamlessly across. So it's definitely a competitive advantage for us. Some of our advertisements, so we'll get into some visuals, because again, it's late in the day. This is actually my sim. This is Sim Social, one of our most popular social games. I think I did a pretty good job with the sim. Maybe a little facial hair, I think is needed. But this is Toyota in the Sim Social. This is Prius. And here, not only does the brand look good in the game, but when a gamer interacts with the brand, it gives a mood boost, an energy boost, and so you can see that value exchange. Another recent one we've done is we've also done a quest with Progressive and Dunkin' Donuts as well. So a lot of brands are really getting involved with social games. Another good one, Gatorade and Madden 12. This makes complete sense. Not only does Gatorade, again, look very realistic in the game, but it's very pro-gamer. It makes the game more realistic for the gamer, right? So to be honest, Madden 12 would look strange if there were just blue bottles in the background. It makes sense for them to be Gatorade. And then finally, just another example I wanted to show you is a cross-platform campaign, Dove and Pop It. Pop It is one of our most popular casual games, and the advertiser Dove was integrated into the game across all platforms and devices. Somebody plays Pop It on their mobile phone, on their browser, they see Dove. So again, a great cross-platform integration. So EA Legend, where did EA Legend really come from? About a year ago, we started discussions and we said to ourselves, how can we increase advertiser spend on cross-platform campaigns? What's limiting their reasons for not spending enough? Because they know they should be there. They know they should be on every platform and device, and not only to increase their reach, but follow their target across different devices. So the first challenge, of course, is that not a lot of companies or ad networks have the ability to do that. So we felt this was a big competitive advantage for EA. But #2 is even when they could advertise cross-platform, how do you measure that? And we're really getting to the crux of the discussion now. But how do you measure it? It's difficult to measure across online, social, mobile, console. All the reports look different. All the metrics are different. How do you really bring that into one place and develop key insights out of all that data? So we knew if we could solve challenge #2, we'd be in a really good place to increase that ceiling, increase spend, and that's what we set out to do. So we did a little investigation, and we realized that we had some data challenges that were a little bit unique to EA. Number one is really obvious, multiple platforms and devices. It's obvious, right? The metrics are different, the performance metrics are different, the reports are different. So how do you solve that? Number two is even when you do get there, let's say we just focused on console, we have multiple titles and game teams. Our company is based on a franchise level. So the FIFA team is different than the Madden team, even though they're all on console, right? Plants vs. Zombies, Hasbro, all of that has different back-end systems, multiple titles, game teams, different people we have to work with and try to integrate. And number three, you mix challenges 1 and 2, and you get, everybody's familiar here, multiple ad serving and data warehouse technologies. Our ad serving technology that we use for dynamic in-game advertising on the console, completely different than our Pogo ad serving technology. So it's almost laughable. I'm trying to get that data together. But we set about the challenge, and this is how we did it. We turned to one of our key partners. It's a company called nPario. If you guys haven't heard of them, you really should look them up. Their entire focus is working with companies that have big data challenges and working with them to clarify the data. And they use proprietary platform technology to really get down to the insights of what all this data means. So we set out on a great year-long experience with them to develop EA Legend. And we had 3 goals in mind when we developed it. Number one, it had to be scalable. So that whatever platform we developed, we didn't want to have to edit it every time we wanted to put in a new advertiser campaign. It needed to be able to grow with the business. Number two, flexible. You have to be able to change the data on the front end. We didn't want to have anything to do with the back-end data once we're hooked into all the different ad servers and platform technologies. And number three, take all of that and it has to deliver actionable insights. It's not just going to be a reporting tool for advertisers. It's going to be actual insights for our marketers and for us as well. Sorry. So that's what we did. EA Legend lives. It exists. And what it does is it takes data from console, online, mobile, and social, all those different types of campaigns that advertisers can run through GMS, brings it into one tool where marketers can really visualize their data in one clear, simple way. They just log on online and they can see all their data, siloed to them. Now, if we could do just this, we feel we'd really be light years ahead of a lot of companies for cross-platform measurement. But we take it one step further. There we go. We overlay third-party audience data, and this is really cool. We take research and audience data from firms like Nielsen, Comscore, and Interpret, leaders in their field, right? We take social listening data from NM Insights and NM Insights, again, leaders in their field. And we take third-party data from Collective, which is a data aggregator, which can give us consumer behaviors, psychographics, things like that. And we bring it all into EA Legend and overlay that on top of the ad metrics. Finally giving advertisers a really deep view of their cross-platform campaigns and be able to develop actionable insights. So we've been using this with clients for a little bit now, and here are some of the key benefits that they're seeing. Some of them are pretty obvious. Number one, it's the first time a lot of advertisers have seen cross-platform metrics and insights and been able to justify their spend via one metric set, right? So it's performance metrics, it's cross-platform metrics, and campaign reach across platforms and devices, which, as you all know, is the holy grail of cross-platform advertising. And then media optimization, being able to go back and decide how you're going to better spend your budget. Sorry, it's a lot of clicks here. Brand impact analysis, if there's a brand study that's run, we bring that all into the tool. So you don't have to look at your ad metrics and then your brand research study separately. It's all in one place and very easy to look at and develop insights from that. Man, kind of a challenge. There we go. Left side, that's what it is. And then consumer insights. So we bring in consumer behaviors and audience data as well. But it gets down to really how do you reach your target more effectively? And that's what we're able to deliver with EA Legend. Now, it was developed as a marketer tool, but there were some really fantastic internal benefits that we found as well. And they would be very applicable if you guys implemented some sort of system like this. Your teams might see this also. Our game teams have, because we're hooked into all of these data warehouses, our game teams, they've never been able to see data like this before. They usually get the reports, they do the custom polls. So now they're seeing even more clear, more flexible, and digestible metrics than they've ever seen before, which is great. They really, really like seeing the data that way. Number two, we lessen the strain on their analytics teams. As GMS, as the advertising section of EA, We don't have to reach out to them for reports, or they don't even have to do their own custom polls anymore. It's all in the system, which is fantastic. And number 3, and this is a big one, EA Legend, again, was developed to increase GMS revenue. But with better insights, you make better games and better gameplay, we potentially can increase EA overall revenue as well, which we think is fantastic. It's a great added benefit to EA Legend. Bless you. So right now what I'd like to do is take you guys through a demo. And before I actually jump to it, just some caveats. I can't actually show you actual client data. So what you're seeing is a demo that we made. It's based on the exact same platform. Just don't get hung up on the data because it is live, but it's not real. So we can switch to the PC now. There we go. So what you're looking at is the summary screen. This is what advertisers and marketers, when they run a campaign with EA, this is the mobile channel. Sorry, let me get back to the summary. There we go. So this is the summary page. When an advertiser, you can see in the upper left, you guys can see my mouse, right? Advertiser logs in. They can choose their campaign. In this case, let's say it was a soda brand. They choose their Dark Cola 2011 campaign or whatever it is. And then they choose their media channel. But the first thing that they see is their summary page. What they first get their total reach. Again, the holy grail of cross-platform campaigns. Total reach based on unduplicated reach from each platform. You can see your reach across console, social, mobile, online, or whatever media channels you run advertising in will be looped in here. And obviously, if you didn't run mobile, you wouldn't see anything from mobile. But again, the holy grail of advertising brought into the system right here. You see your audience data, age and gender right here, displayed against the general internet population. You also see your ad delivery, not surprisingly, across online, console, social, and mobile. And you can adjust timeframes. You can really make this a malleable experience for yourself. You see performance insights that we've brought up from some of the lower level pages. And this can be changed. They are dynamic numbers, but we can bring up other performance metrics if you'd like. We'll have a kickoff call before a client comes in, and we'll figure out what you want, what's most important to you. And then brand impact studies. This is where if you ran a brand impact study across the entire campaign, this would be boiled up into your summary page. And of course, you can save to Excel, save to PDF, and adjust the timeframes, like I said. So I'm going to jump into some of the lower level pages quickly, and I know we're running a little short on time. But quickly, jumping to the mobile page, you can see here, this is just a very cool way to look at your ad campaign and your data. And really, you see your audience, you see your age and gender, your ad delivery over time, you see your impressions by creative, and then you click in a little bit further, and you can get them by game, by creative. And then you can get impressions by game with clicks and click-through rate as well. So you hover over and you can get your click-through rates. All the usual suspect metrics are now in the tool real time. You don't have to wait a week or two for reports to come out from agencies, or to the agency, excuse me. So there may be some mobile companies that are providing data like this. I'm not sure if they are or not, but I know for a fact there's no social companies that are delivering social campaign data like this. This is your social campaign. This is, for example, Toyota or Bounty or Tide or anybody that ran a campaign with EA. This is what your social campaign would look like. You get your impressions over time. You get your likes to Facebook over time because of the campaign. You get your quest completions, demographics, age, gender, your DAUs, MAUs, impressions delivered. All of that data is now in the tool. And we don't know of any other social company that's delivering real-time metrics like this. So pretty cool. Online looks pretty similar to what an online page would look like. Total impressions by category and impressions, creative. And then skipping just to one more. Again, I know we're running a little short. Console data. This is really cool. This is our dynamic in-game advertising. Again, nobody else is delivering metrics like this. You get your impressions by date. You can get your impressions by platform, Xbox, PS3, or PC. Impressions by title. Impressions by title again. Nice little chart to show you what your percentages are. And then impressions by location, who you're actually hitting depending on what state they're in. It's very, very cool. One other thing I wanted to show you just really quick, which I forgot about, is if there's a brand study in the campaign, they'd run a brand study. You can actually click and see all the brand metrics, the key brand metrics, ad metrics, post-ad actions are now all in the tool. So you can take a look at this quickly, go back to your metrics, and make deep, actionable insights. That's really what it's all about. So at that point, that's about all I had. Can I stop here for questions? Yes. Maybe one or two?